Hope Mario had a good rest because I'm gonna try to not sleep tonight. Access Express Day 2. Sweet. Alright, now what? Probably use some sort of extension, I would imagine. But I mean, the intended way on Twitch is like with a channel subscription. But I'm not gonna, like, that's not the kind of thing I'm gonna pressure anybody into because, let's face it, ads on Twitch are actually just horrendous. Let's face it, let's be real here. And when it comes to channel subscriptions, when it comes to like, oh, the content creator only even gets half and then Twitch yoinks the other half, it's like, wow, that's really not a great split. It's better on YouTube, at least, with the whole 70-30 thing, but like, on Twitch, it's not great. And yet, Twitch still really struggles to be profitable. And, you know, the whole situation with subs and the bits and the crazy cuts that they take, and among Twitch's other things, and they still struggle to be profitable. It's like, okay, I know that streaming costs a lot, but this has got to be majorly mismanaged, right? The only reason that Twitch doesn't die is because it's owned by Amazon. So it's a little bit of a shit show. Like, when it comes to YouTube and stuff, that's where I make my significant ad revenue, especially off of like my video essays and stuff. Like, on my YouTube, my revenue will typically be anywhere from like 200, 1200 USD a month. Like, I think 1200 is the most I've ever gotten during like a really big high of video essays. And but usually on average, it's around like 300, 400-ish. I think the past couple of months have been around like 300-ish. So it's nice to have that as like a side income and stuff. And that's the platform where it's like, okay, I kind of like my side ad revenue here to help keep supporting this channel, getting all the equipment and games I get around here. And also sometimes I invested in some of my projects like the truck project. Or I donate a lot of it to charity with the charity events. I take that out of the channel funds account. I always donate like a couple $100 for every charity event that we do, which we do twice a year. So, like, that kind of side revenue I really like to have around and be able to do stuff like that. So that's a platform where I'm like, even if YouTube wasn't cracking down on ad blockers, I'd be like, hey, if you're willing to watch the ads and support the channel there, then great. I greatly appreciate that because I use that for things. But on Twitch, I don't care on Twitch. You want to know how much I made off of ads on Twitch? Let's see. Let's find out. Let's go to video producer. Let's find out. Stream manager. I think it's stream manager, right? Oh, no, not stream manager. Analytics? Earnings? Let's see here. Let's find out. Let's see how much I'm making on Twitch. Because ads, it's like nothing. It's like nothing on Twitch. Oh, this month I'm getting $26. Whoa. 28 minutes of ad breaks. There's nothing I can really do about that. Ads. Ooh. The last month period, I got 90 cents. Ooh. And so far, this period, I've made $1.24. Whoa. I better not spend that all in one place. Whoa. Anyway. So there's that. But yeah, revenue on Twitch is a joke. It's like, I know that I'm a very small streamer, but still, and the amount of ads that they barrage everyone with because Twitch apparently struggles to be profitable, so they love spamming people with ads so that they can make as much of a bag as they can to try and turn the ship around, and Amazon wants them to turn the ship around. That's the only reason they're still afloat is because Amazon is here and Twitch is a mess. And I'm fully prepared to one day completely jump ship from Twitch onto YouTube. Like this, I don't think that Twitch is going to be around as a platform long term. It's a shit show, let's face it. But yeah, let's see here. Not even monetized on Twitch or YouTube yet. How do you have viewers in? If Charlie has any channel, channel has hardly any viewers or subscribers. That was like me for the first like 2 years, something like that on YouTube. I basically just threw different things at the wall for like a side content. The YouTube channel did start as like a place to just like put my VODs of different playthroughs of stuff like this, where I'd cut them up into parts, put them on YouTube, and then I have that content archived like forever. But I was like, okay, this isn't gonna bring people in because everybody and their mother does playthroughs. That's not how you stand out. You can't do that unless you're already at the top in that field. So I threw a lot of things at the wall to see if I would actually get any attention to anything. I did music compilations, I did guides for several different games. I did Dead by Daylight guides, I did Fire Emblem guides, I did some speed art of my really, really crappy art that I don't really look at super fondly. What other things did I do? I did a lot of different things. I did a lot of shit posts for a little while to see if any of those would gain any traction, to see if that's something that people like to see. I threw so many things at the wall, and then the trailer dropped for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, So I made a video essay on it, and it got like 70K views, and I was like, oh, should I do video essays now? So then when Legends Arceus and BDSP got announced, I made that video essay that was called How Pokemon Lost Its Magic, which now has over 1 million views. And it's like, oh, I guess I do video essays now. So now I do that. So that was kind of how I found my niche in that. So I literally just threw things at the wall until I found that. If I go to my channel, like, it's not like the views on that are anything consistent either. It seems like what people really like to see are things like the Pokemon ones. Like, look at my Pokemon ones here, for example. The Scarlet and Violet one, 260K views. The Legends Arceus one, 460K views. The BDSP one, wow, it's really at 1.2? Wow, I haven't checked it in a little while. Wow, that's at 1.3 now. Amazing. I think the Roller Coaster Tycoon one has almost hit 1 million. Don't know why that one. Oh, this one is actually past 100K now. But yeah, this was my first video essay that like did really well. That I was like, oh, maybe I should do that now. So I guess the immediate one that I followed up with was that did amazing as well. Then after 2 did really well back to back, I was like, I guess I'm doing video essays now. And then like this, like I put a lot of time into this. It's a 3-hour video essay. I would do it very differently if I did it again nowadays. This was from several years ago. This was one of my school assignments. It's honestly not a very interesting video essay because it's like a school assignment. That did okay. This got like nothing. I tried splitting this up into 3 parts. It didn't really go much anywhere. I made this. It just took off. This one did okay for itself. I put a lot of time into this one. It didn't get much attention. I'm honestly surprised these ones got over 1K. This one's got a few. Maybe I should be making more stuff like this for just like consistent. It's doing pretty okay. This is one of my favorite video essays I ever made. I'm kind of sad that I never passed 1,000. I was surprised this got as much as it did. This did pretty all right for itself. It would have been cool to see that take off like some of these other ones. Oh, I haven't checked this one in a while. 1.7. Okay, that's pretty okay. That's pretty all right. But if you look at my 3 most recent ones, these are all school assignments that I like adapted into video essay formats as well. But like these are ones that aren't just like boring school assignment translate into video essay like that Assassin's Creed 2 one was. These I actually went ham on to try and make into like good entertaining videos. But you look at this and it's like 600 views, 950 views, 420 views compared to my last one I did on Pokemon, 260K. And it's like, yeah, it's not really consistent. So I wouldn't say that I've exactly cracked the formula for knowing how to bring in views. Some things that I make work, some things the algorithm just doesn't like as much. If I want to get a lot of views and make a lot of revenue on something, I make a video essay on Pokemon, I guess. Because there doesn't seem to be much interest in these other things here, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't really want to be known as the Pokemon video essay guy. I want to be known as the video essay guy that talks about like all sorts of different topics and different games in the industry and stuff like that. And if I have some more time this summer, I would like to make more different video essays. Like, it's been a while since the last ones that I made. I would like to make more different things and establish my brand as someone that does all sorts of different video essays on different topics, not just Pokemon, because, yeah, those seem to be the only ones that really go places. That and the Roller Coaster Tycoon one, interestingly enough. So, because I was actually really proud of how these turn out. But with something like this, it's also like, how would this show up in a search engine? Like, what would you search for here and have that come up? Like, this is the kind of thing where I just kind of have to hope YouTube recommends it. Whereas you do something like this, you could just look up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet review. Whoops. Oh, gosh dang it. Pokemon. Just pretend I can type. My brain is frazzled. You search up something like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet review. Like, maybe that'll come up. Or Pokemon Legends Arceus review. Like, these are things that are a lot more searchable. But things that are super niche like this, if they're not getting recommended by, like, the YouTube algorithms on the YouTube homepage, these are not going to be things that people are searching for. I really don't think. So, that's probably a major contributing factor for why they do as well. So, like, find a niche that you're confident in, and, like, you can seem to make, like, some pretty good content on. Something that's not too oversaturated, like video essays. There's a decent few people that do video essays, but maybe not on to like this degree, so it helps me stand out. And something that's searchable. These are a whole lot more searchable than things like how the far future chapter of Live Alive warned us about AI. I don't know why it defaults to that little clip there. Or like video games as an art form. Or the environmental narrative and agency of Metroid Prime. Like, these aren't searchable things. I have a lot of passion making these, and I'm really proud of these video essays, but they're not searchable. Like, they're not, yeah. So, there's that. That's how I'd say get views on YouTube. As for Twitch, No idea. You don't. How you get views on Twitch is you make a YouTube channel that gets views and tell people to go check out your Twitch. That's how you get views on Twitch. You don't grow on Twitch unless you're like the luckiest person ever. You want to grow on Twitch, you make a platform, or you get an audience on another platform, and you tell them to come over to Twitch. That's how you do it. But yeah, anyway, that's the that's the way to go there. But yeah, $26 is actually a lot of money too, because it's barely enough to get a tasty dinner at Papa John's. Yeah, you can get a decent amount of like pizza out of that. But yeah, you're the richest man alive. Yeah, I'm bringing $26 off of Twitch. Channel's very bullshit, but you rarely upload. Fair enough. You mostly game Let's Plays, but occasionally do short tier lists or opinion videos. Yeah, and like when it comes to Let's Plays, playthroughs, like I mentioned, that's not the kind of thing that you can grow in. Unless you do like something that's so niche that it's going to be able to stand out. Hold on, I have a good example for this. If we look at, oh god, I click on this and it just brings up this short thing that's only 3 things long. I hate this so much. Hold on, where's the links? There's a link to the old shelf. You used to be able to click this and then navigate to a page that looked like this. I can still click that link and come to this, which I like a whole lot more. If you do playthroughs in a way that is really unique and isn't done that much, then you can potentially stand out. Like, for example, let's look at Fire Emblem Awakening. A lot of people discover my channel through my Fire Emblem Awakening playthrough. Why? Fire Emblem Awakening. Because the Lunatic Plus is such an absurdly insane difficulty mode that so few people have done a full playthrough of it. In Fire Emblem Awakening, after you beat Chapter 4, if you have the DLC, you can, in theory, grind infinitely, if you'd like. So, what a lot of people do for playthroughs is they just cover the prologue until Chapter 4, and then they'll cover the final boss, and that's it, and basically have none of them in between. So I'm one of, and this is old content, this kind of sucks by now, but I'm like one of the few people on the platform that actually did a full playthrough of the entire game and all its content on Lunatic Plus. So that helped me stand out. I'm pretty sure this is the most views I've ever gotten on a part 1, 17K. Of course it goes down. You always get the most views on part 1. Well, almost always. And then like several thousand, and then at least several hundred on every playthrough part. The finale here looks like it was 1.7K. I think Apotheosis, the final one, got a lot. Yeah, 5.9K, because a lot of people wanted to see the hardest map on Lunatic Plus there. Even though Lunatic Plus I don't actually think affects that map, but they still wanted to see it. And that's something that people will search for, because they see in-game there's a Lunatic Plus mode, and they want to see what it's like. What is this difficulty mode like? How would you do that? And I've done a lot of playthroughs in, like, really, really hard ways. But the other ways that I've done it are not really that searchable. So if I scroll down for a little bit, Undertale, for example, I wanted to stand out by doing something unique. I did all the paths, but when I did the genocide route, I did it while wearing oven mitts. I could not feel the buttons. So that made it really, really hard. I'm just kind of mashing my whole fist against my keyboard, hoping that I'm pressing the right things. But look at the views in this in comparison. 71, 28, 35. Why? Because it's not searchable. Who the hell's gonna search for Undertale oven mitts? You look that up and I guarantee I come up. Because I'm like the only maniac that's done it. Or you get like an Etsy page of people selling Undertale oven mitts. We're talking Undertale oven mitts heat resistant. But you look up Undertale oven mitts, I'm like the only person that comes up. But that's not a searchable thing. What kind of maniac would think, I wonder if someone's cleared Undertale's genocide mode with oven mitts. So, Fire Emblem Awakening, it's like, that's an in-game difficulty mode. People know that that's an option for a challenge. That's something that people can play and some people would try. So they search up Lunatic Plus difficulty and find my playthrough. It's something that's searchable and not very many people have done. Here's something that nobody else on the internet has done as far as I'm aware, but it's so niche and out there and so, like, random and unheard of that's not searchable. So there was a time that I tried to do a lot of different challenge playthroughs that would be beating games in really cool, unique ways that would help me stand out. So I beat Undertale with oven mitts. I beat the hardest mode of the Subspace Emissary using a Cabela's Wii Remote rifle as my controller. I needed to pump the barrel of that if I wanted to press the B button. I beat Super Luigi U using just one hand. You can see these are all in like close succession in the timeline here. There was a time that I just did challenge runs in really, really difficult and unique ways because I wanted to stand out. But they're not searchable, so it doesn't do anything. So, as cool as they are, and as proud of these achievements as I am, it doesn't really do anything for my channel. So, like, if you want to cover playthroughs in a unique way, it needs to be something that's searchable. It needs to be something that someone would realistically search up and want to see somebody doing content on. So nowadays, I don't really do challenge runs anymore. I still play pretty much every game on this channel on the hardest difficulty. And I always put in brackets like, hey, this is on the hardest difficulty, like Truzanoiran mode or Merciless mode here, or this is on Nightmare mode. Things that have difficulty modes, Merciless, and it's covered on the Switch, hard mode, stuff like that. I always play things on hardest difficulty settings, just because it'll help me stand out a little bit more. And it's fun to say that I clear everything on the hardest difficulty, but I don't really do challenge runs anymore in these cool, unique kind of ways, just because it's not something that's searchable. It's not really going to help me anymore. Then, in fact, it'll probably shoot me in the foot more than just playing the hardest difficulty. So it doesn't really make any sense to do. So, yeah, the only way that you're growing off of playthroughs is if you're doing something really hard or unique, and it's something that people would realistically search for, and not that many other people have done on the internet before. That's the case. Otherwise, you're not growing off of playthroughs. But that's why my Fire Emblem Awakening series is probably my most popular playthrough I've ever done, I would say. My Pokemon playthroughs are pretty popular as well, but that's just because of how popular my Pokemon video essays are, so that kind of translates over a little bit. Anyway, let's see here. Do you think how Pokemon Lost in Magic is how you first discover your general work on Twitch stream? Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that's probably the case for a lot of people there. But glad to hear that you tuned into that and found the rest of the channel from that pillar, Stefan. All good vids, by the way, sub on YouTube to your viewers. I appreciate the kind words. There's a sandwich. Now his name is Mario Pod if anyone wants to subscribe, but URL is that thing or Bob there. Yeah, I can definitely check it out later. I might watch out Violence in Video Games 1 and give it a nice comment. I appreciate that, sandwich. Looking forward to a Legends CA video essay because you really want Nintendo to know how fed up you are with Switch generation garbage. Who knows, maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, and maybe it'll be the Switch successor, is maybe what it'll be. I'm tired of hearing the snoring. Maybe there'll be music out here. Hold on. I still gotta work on a Scarlet and Violet DLC video essay. I've made a little bit of one, but I was busy with the final university semester, and I've not worked on it at all since I got home. I can show a little bit of what I have for anyone curious, just because it's like, I honestly wouldn't have done a video essay on the Scarlet and Violet DLC initially, because, like, I feel like I basically said all of what I needed to say about how well the game runs and the quality of it in the main Scarlet and Violet video essay, and it's basically the same in the DLC. But I actually thought Kieran was a really fascinating character, and I really wanted to explore him. So I actually had a decent bit positive to say in this video essay script that I'm making for the DLC, and a lot negative too. I'd say it's about 50-50, positive and negative. Let's see here. I can open it. It'll take a hot second to open, and I can show a little bit of what I have. But I've been working on it since, like, December last year, on and off. I only have, like, 13 minutes made because I've been busy with the final university semester. But yeah, let's see here. People also seem to search for guides on Pokemon Crystal Clear. Things make you should replay Crystal Clear and make a video step-by-step guide on things. Yeah, that might stand out then. Is Pitfall the Lost Expedition a niche enough playthrough? Maybe. I've never heard of it. DLC is also insanely overpriced. Yeah, and I can agree to that. And also, when it comes to, like, monetization and, like, channel stuff and earnings, like, if anyone's ever curious about that, just ask me. I know some content creators are like, oh, I gotta hide what I earn, like, super closely. If anyone ever wants to know, like, just ask me. I don't hesitate to pull up things like Google AdSense and show what I make off of YouTube or anything like that. You know, now that I'm talking about it, I may as well just do that anyway, right? Let's see here. Google AdSense. Like, so for reference, how much do I, as a, what am I at now? 22.3k subscriber YouTuber make that has just a handful of videos that seem to really take off? You know, I have access to Google AdSense. Yeah, that's because that'll be my university account. I need my channel account. What do you mean I still, why are you still doing my university account? It just keeps on doing my university account. All right, let's go to Google on its own. Google. Let's switch to my channel account and then go to Google AdSense. All right, Google AdSense. Because I think my paycheck last month was like 300-ish. It keeps on doing my university one. On Firefox. It won't let me switch accounts. I'm going to Chrome. Piece of crap. Google AdSense. Now we're chatting about this. Sign in, darn you. Here we go. Yeah, and this doesn't show any sensitive details when I pull it up, right? Oh, my last payment actually sucked. I'm getting confused with a different thing. Hold on, can I check payments info? Like the last several thingamabobs. Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's 124 from, like, the current period. Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha here. Oh, that actually shows my legal name. I don't want to pull that up. View transactions. Is there a page that I can show that isn't going to show, like, my legal name? Summary view? Does it? Okay. Yeah. And this doesn't actually show anything here. It only lasts 3 months. How about this year? Or the last... Yeah, all time. Let's select here. Let's see here. And this... Yeah, this doesn't show any, like, account information or anything like that. Yeah, so things have been pretty slow around here because I haven't made, like, a big video essay for a decent while. So take that into consideration. But this is what it has been lately. So it looks like what I'm at so far for this month is 158 Canadian, and that'll keep going up until they pay me out. Last month, so the month of April, I made $300 last month. So yeah, I was right about on the ball with 300 there. March, made 300 bucks. February, I made 400 bucks. Okay, pretty nice. My camera doesn't block things here, does it? I don't know. Just in case I'll... Whoops, wrong button there. Just in case I'll do that. Yeah, 400 bucks then. January. Oh, 500 then. January was a nice month. And December, 750. Nice. And then November, about 600 there. Pretty cool. And 700 in October. Wow, why was I making more during that period? Like, I know I was still posting some video essays then. But, like, wow. Because these were, hold on. Some of these going up around that time. I mean, maybe YouTube just saw that I was posting more content to my video essays playlist and it was promoting me more. Because things definitely have been a bit slower lately. So yeah, I was definitely making more then than I am now. 450, August, I made 350. So yeah, it's not a half bad side income. But like, it's nowhere near a place where, whoops, that's not OBS. It's nowhere near a place that it would be able to like really support me. I do think now that I'm done with university, it might be fun to try and seriously grow it. Like, put more time into making video essays and see if it's something that I can turn into, like, a part-time job that I can keep on doing, like, for many years to come. But, yeah, I don't know. But as is, like, it's a nice side income to have there. But, like, long way from supporting me, like, large scale. But I do already count myself as incredibly lucky to even reach that point. Because, I mean... the fact that everyone and their mother is making content nowadays and how much competition there is out there to even be making something like that by playing video games and making video essays and talking about them and stuff like that, I realize is already like an incredibly privileged position that I'm incredibly lucky for. And I'm very grateful to everyone that tunes into my content and makes that possible. So yeah, there's that. That's basically how things are on my channel and how I reached what I'm at today. That's the channel story and all that. So yeah, there's that. Oh, and while we're on this topic, it looks like my thingamabob loaded. If I go ahead and pause this for a hot second, this is my thing here, my Scarlet and Violet DLC video essay that I've been working on and off since like, yeah, December. Well, I've been working on the script for longer than that, and it's gone through like several different revisions and all that. I've been working on the actual video part of it for, like, since December is the case. But with me wrapping up my final semester of university, I didn't really have a whole lot of time. I only got done, like, the first 13 minutes. I got to, like, here. And then shortly before... No, it wasn't shortly before my trip, because I was still busy with things then. Was it shortly after my trip that I did this last smidge? I got a few more minutes done. Yeah, I got this section done, like, shortly after getting back, I believe. And then this section here is stuff that I did remotely while on my trip, where it's like, this is gonna lag too much doing this remotely, like going through TeamViewer and doing it remotely through my laptop. Where's TeamViewer? There it is. And I was like, it's gonna be too laggy trying to edit actual video. Let's just cut down the script. So I started doing that, and then I started working on the script for chapter 2 here. So I just started cutting that down into like the parts I'm actually gonna use, and I didn't get very far because I was actually doing a lot of things on the trip. So I haven't really done a lot. But this is my planned next project. It shouldn't be as long as the main Scarlet and Violet essay. But there is actually a lot that I want to talk about Kieran. But yeah, that's my current project. I haven't... No, I definitely did this before going on my trip. Because I have not... Well... No, this part I did remotely. I don't know, everything's blurring together. Because I have not touched this thing since getting back from my trip. I've been back for like 2 weeks now, because I've been catching up on everything else. Like my bazillion playthroughs around here, for one, for counting channel stuff. But now that I'm through with university, I do want to commit more to making more video essays, because I do realize it's the biggest driving force on my channel, and it's like, okay, let's see what I can do here. Let's actually put some effort in to try and grow my side business here. But yeah, I just have not had the time. I could hire an editor at some point or something. I was working with Eagle for a little while, but his video editor gives like some weird issues. And his editing style is one where it doesn't sync up as well to the audio as well as like when I edit it. So I ended up going through like his work and needing to do a lot of correction edits where it's like, I like to have a certain clip playing while this sentence of mine is speaking. And then right when I start speaking on the next sentence is when the next clip starts. That kind of thing. And then it just makes like a nice smooth flow kind of state. And his editing wouldn't always do that. And I would have to edit that. Or, for example, if the clip that I'm playing is one where it's like, the clip is this long, and it's this one shot from here to here, and it's this other shot from here to here, and then here's another clip that I use over here, then it's gonna be playing this clip, and then we get a few frames of this other shot, and then it jumps to another clip, and that just makes like a really gross viewing experience. So I'll usually just cut out that smidge, and then take the existing last bit, and then just slow it down, so it takes up that space, and is like so barely slowed down that you don't even notice it. That's one of the editing tricks that I do to make things look a little bit smoother. And that oftentimes wouldn't be done in the like I don't mean to badmouth Eagle here. He's a really cool dude, but that's what would happen a lot of the time. So I'd end up needing to re-edit his work that he sent me a lot of the time, and then I would ask at the end of the day, is this really saving me time? And if I hire an editor, I want it to be someone I know like that, but I feel like I'm not really saving all that much time by doing that there. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll run into someone that is really experienced with editing, or I'll just reach out on like some platform like Fiverr and try to find somebody, and then like invest some of the revenue that I'm making here into a wage for an editor, and then they can keep on making some stuff on the side here for me, and then I can not have to tackle this as a one-man army. Eagle made the Live Alive video essay and chapter 1 of the Scarlet and Violet video essay, and some of my funny moments compilations was the case. But since then, I've just kind of gone back to being a one-man army on this. But yeah, maybe I'll sort out an editor at some point. My channel is making enough that I can use channel revenue to pay said editor, but I don't know. For now, it's still just a one-man army thing. But we'll see if things end up changing at some point in the future. So that's what things are looking like. And that is Camtasia Studio. Unfortunately, it is not free. And it can cost some pretty penny, but it's one of those things where it's like you have it and you always have it. But they'll always try to get you to upgrade to the next version. So this is Camtasia 2019. I think I own 2020 as well, and I don't like 2020, so I don't use it. And it's constantly telling me like, oh, do you want to get Camtasia 2022 or 2023? It's so much better. You should get it. I'm like, nah, I'm good with 2019. Sometimes it sucks though. But yeah, that's what I edit all my things in. My dear Luigi, your timing is impeccable. A new case has arisen. Yeah, that's basically my Twitch and YouTube channel. That's my side business. That's what I'm doing with it nowadays, and what's going on. But yeah, and I mean, if now that I'm done with university, I do seriously try to like put real effort into it and try to grow it as a side business, then maybe I should like start looking seriously into an editor instead of just saying like, oh, it's something I'll figure out at some point and then never doing it. Maybe what I'll do. I don't know. Something to figure out sometime when I'm not at MegaLAN. And dear Luigi, Tommy's impeccable new case has risen. Now then, Mr. Businessman, please explain the facts to my assistant Luigi. And my headphones popped, and with that, the audio is out of sync again. Off and on again. I'm a really professional content creator, as you can tell by the audio constantly breaking. Okay, here's the deal. When I woke up this morning, my briefcase was gone. It contained all the contracts for our next deal, and even our new product prototype. If I don't recover it, I'll lose my job at the least. Now, calm yourself. The next part is vital, so tell Luigi very slowly. Of course. Our company's new product is nitro honey syrup. Used properly, it's an amazing product that can even raise the dead. What? Mixed with the calcium from a seashell and a bit of gold. Well then, the results are explosive. Salting goo blast would immobilize everyone here in sticky yet yummy shellac. If it's fallen into the wrong hands, well, I could lose more than my job. Let's examine these facts, shall we? Someone has stolen your briefcase. So you definitely had it yesterday. And the train has not stopped at all in the intervening time. I have it. Rudimentary, my dear Luigi. Rudimentary. The thief is still on the train. Nathan, you've done it again. Luigi, have you spoken to the waitress and the lady in cabin 2? They both lost something on this train. Waitress lost shell earrings, and the lady, Toodles, lost a gold ring. Luigi, if the same person who stole those objects also has the nitro honey syrup, could make this goo blast. They could carry out the threat in the note. So it is simple, Luigi. You must find that thief. You must apprehend the suspect before this dastardly plan is put into effect. But yeah, so I mean, in terms of content creation stuff in general, if ever anyone asks me for advice, I'll gladly give it, but sometimes it's like, on one hand, it's like, oh, I'm confident in the advice I can give. I've gotten to this point, I can give all sorts of good advice, that's great. Whereas on the other hand, the other part of me feels like, I don't know, man, I'm just some idiot bumbling through that just happened to get to where I am right now by luck. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Those are two sides of myself that are kind of competing. Also, when it comes to doing different unique things to try to stand out, I tried to actually put a lot of editing time into one of my playthroughs. Most of my playthroughs are just like Twitch streams. I cut them up into parts. I slap them on YouTube just as like a place to archive my content and make it conveniently available. I don't put editing time into these apart from just cutting them up into parts, making descriptions and thumbnails and all that super basic stuff. Like, this is about as bare bones it gets. But my Minecraft series, I actually put a massive ton of editing time into, to the point that every single episode is basically its own small video essay. The average episode of that did not get any more views than any random playthrough part that I make on Pokemon. So it's like, realistically, that's not really a good thing to strive for if my goal is views. I do really have a passion for making things that I am really passionate about, and I would like to finish my Minecraft series one day when I have more time, even if like it's not a super popular thing, because that series and the story that I'm trying to tell through it actually do mean a lot to me, and I try to use it to make arguments about a lot of the mental state that can come with content creation and trying to strive to match up to other people's expectations is kind of the story that I've been trying to weave during it, and I kind of left it on a cliffhanger purposefully. I haven't gotten the chance to come back because I haven't had the time. I would like to one day, but maybe I'll get more on top of video essays first, since that's what people actually want to see from me, it seems like. And then when I have some time on the side, do passion projects, or hire an editor to do like the passion projects, and I'll do the video essays that I'm used to. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this channel. I'm in a state where I'm like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm also just bumbling along blindly, and I don't know what I'm doing. And it's just like when it comes to advice with content creation, I'm both confident and unconfident. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I also don't, and I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. And content creation's weird, man. I think if I start over from the very beginning again, I would decide to still get into it. But man, I don't know. A lot of the time, mentally, it gets me all over the place. Oh, it's like, Mario, I saw no one suspicious during the night. We stopped at Riverside Station today, around dusk, I believe. Content creation's weird, man. Good morning to you, Gonzalez. I'm afraid you saw us arguing our worst yesterday. I feel rather ashamed. Alright, see ya. Like, growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a content creator. I mean, so many people do. It's like one of the most popular things that kids want to grow up to be nowadays when it comes to like jobs. Like, one of the top things that kids will answer is like a YouTuber or a content creator or whatever the heck. I was one of those kids that was like, wow, I would love to play video games and like turn that into my job. And like, it'll just be so simple. I just get to play games and take it easy, and that's all there is to it. No, I was so wrong. Holy crap. Like, it is fun. It is genuinely fun work, being able to do what you're passionate about. And like, there's a whole saying of like, do what you're passionate about and don't work a day in your life. But unless you're like some big shot that's able to just like do whatever and coast on through, like as you're trying to grow and stuff, it's like, man, it feels like gambling as you're making different videos. It feels like you're playing the YouTube algorithm lottery so much of the time. And it's stressful in that sense of like, I put a lot of time into this. Will it perform okay? No. Well, that sucks. Do I do something else? Do I continue with my passion projects? What the hell am I doing? Should I commit more to my playthroughs here and get more on top of those? Should I commit to video essays since that's clearly what people want to see the most from me? Like, what am I doing here? Do I do more Pokemon stuff so that's what I'm most well known for? Do I try to expand out and try to not be known as the Pokemon guy, even though it's really hard in content creation to be a generalist rather than a specialist? It's a lot harder to grow as that. And like, it's kind of stressful in balancing the different variables and figuring out what the hell you're doing. So the work is genuinely fun, but it's more the management side of things that's stressful and confusing and weird, and it becomes really easy to question yourself. And there have been some content creator friends I've chatted to over the years. I won't name any names here, but some of my close content creator friends that have expressed to me before that they've had like feelings of self-doubt through the years by pursuing content creation, or making so many videos that they put so much time into, but it doesn't perform as well as they want, and feeling like that's a reflection of their person, like how valuable they are as a person and what they can put out there. And like, it really isn't. Like, that's one thing that I've learned over the years from doing it is like, something performs super great or something performs really poorly. That's not a reflection of your value as a person, but it's a really easy pitfall for a lot of content creators to fall into. Like I have before, I don't really struggle with it that much nowadays. I just kind of accept, hey, it is what it is. But I've spoken to a lot of my close content creator friends that still struggle with that kind of feelings that they deal with when it comes to making something like this. Because trying to grow in the field of content creation with how much competition there is, it's really, really, really hard. And you gotta gamble. You gotta play the algorithm lottery. You gotta run that algorithm slots on whatever platform choice you're on. Or just be super controversial and ride off a hate or something, I don't know. It's weird, man. I've thought about doing like a full video essay on just all my thoughts on content creation in general one day. Maybe I will. Man, it's friggin' weird. Yeah, I also make primarily Pokemon content. Think that you should start specializing in ROM hacks like Trista Clear, since those get a lot of views. And yeah, that would count as like a niche kind of content where it's like, it's so popular enough that it's searchable and not so niche that like no one will have ever heard of it. And so something that there's a demand for, but maybe not a whole lot of supply for. So that is definitely something that you could be able to stand out in. Like if I was just doing video essays and playthroughs on like Pokemon alone, like I have no doubt my channel will be a lot larger than it is right now. But I would be miserable doing it, and I'm gonna prioritize my own happiness over that. I'm gonna have a lot more fun by playing all the games I feel like playing, being such a generalist. But when people don't know what to expect from you, it becomes really, really hard to grow. But people like to subscribe to different channels for different reasons. Like, this is my channel I subscribe to for this content. This is my channel I subscribe to for this content. Like, so on and so forth. Like, all these different niches that people follow people for. It's not really usual for content creators to cover, like, a bazillion different things. And it's like, maybe you only have one or two things within that bazillion package that you're interested in, that you're then probably not going to want to subscribe to them. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that watch my video essays and see all the other video and enjoy them, but then see how many other videos I make and are like, yeah, I'm not gonna subscribe here, no thanks. I have no doubt of that. But it's what I'm happy doing, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And yeah, yeah. Good morning. Is there any chance to see my shell earrings anywhere? Content creation's weird, man. It's kind of nice going on that trip for 2.5 weeks and not really worrying about it. Apart from that brief bit of remote work I did, I guess. Like, it was kind of nice to just step away from it all for a little bit. Like, again, I have fun doing it. I do have fun playing games and chatting with people and discussing all this stuff. But it was also kind of nice to just leave it for a little bit. Yeah, I have a couple of games you play, but it's mostly Pokemon Play, Super Mario, and other random old Nintendo games. So still within the kind of Nintendo niche. There goes my audio again. Why? Off. On, maybe. There we go. Morning, you, sir. Do you sleep well? We're gonna stop at Riverside Station today. You'll love it, I assure you. I'm looking at that stupid guide again. There goes my audio again. And then things break on you, and then stuff sucks, and then, yeah. All right, was this the tab I had open? Let's see here, day 2, more detective work. When you wake up, go back to Pennington's room for your next assignment. Hold on, let me turn on the audio again, because my headphones are pieces of crap. I should probably invest some of those funds that I've been making off of the YouTube channel to buy another headphone cable. I'll do that after I'm through with stuff here. Everything that I buy on this channel is purchased using funds made off of the channel. Is the case. Any games or equipment or stuff like that always comes from channel revenue, usually from YouTube channel revenue. I mean, it's all on one account, but when you wake up, go back to Pennington's room for your next assignment, go all the way to cabinet 1, bring the contract to Pennington, go back to your room. Also play exclusively retro games? Well, that's definitely a niche to be able to. Like, if you have a very clear-cut niche, then it can be easy to grow because people associate, hey, this is the channel to find these specific things. I don't have that with my channel. I mean, I have playthroughs and video essays people go to my channel for, but across that, I do like a little bit of everything. Because I've been very important and complicated. So I feel like it's not quite as easy to subscribe to a channel like mine. That's why I feel like I'm not trying to be like overly critical of myself here. I'm just trying to be realistic. My audio's out of sync again. God damn it. These headphones are breaking and popping like crazy, and I hate how these cables keep on breaking. Man, let's see here. Try this again. Give this another go. Whew. Did you hit the home button on there? Sounds like we're good. Yeah, discover your channel through your videos on Pokemon on the Switch. Yeah, that's probably the case for a lot of people. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, you want to grow a Twitch channel, you make a YouTube channel, grow that first, and then bring people to Twitch. If anyone ever asks me how to grow a Twitch channel, that's how I'll say to do it. You don't grow a Twitch channel naturally. Unless you're just like the best player of a game ever, or like the luckiest person ever. Doesn't matter if you're the most entertaining content creator ever. On a platform like Twitch, you're not gonna be discovered. Stumble upon any new clues. Paper. What is this paper? What sort of clue is this supposed to be? Ah, that's one of the contracts for my upcoming business deal. What? I mean, yes, just as I suspected. Luigi, where did you find this very important clue? Cabin 1, you say? Yes, Zip Toad's room. Place I've long suspected. I'm just now realizing that's like a play off of Zip Code. Think of it. I do not believe I've seen him today. Perhaps he is hiding somewhere on the train. Always one step ahead. Very well, my dear Luigi. Find that Zip Toad. Also, along this whole ramble of like content creation stuff, I don't want to ever give the impression during this like I'm complaining about, man, it's so hard, it sucks. Because again, I do want to reflect like what a lucky position I'm in to have gotten this far. But it's definitely not as clear cut as it might initially seem. Is all I want to express. And it's definitely not always sunshine and rainbows. I came to Twitch to watch your 1,000-Year Door playthrough because you knew you wasn't getting the remake yourself. I also recently played through the original. Yeah, wanted to check out the remake here, and I appreciate you stopping in and hanging out during these extremely long, I almost said JanLAN streams, MegaLAN streams. I've almost been going for 12 hours this stream. Wait, what do you tell me to do? Go back to cabin 1? I'm playing on autopilot. Got postcards and glasses featuring Zip Toad inside. I don't know. I don't know. Not that. Okay, let's see here. So paper, bring the contract to Pennington, then go back to your room. Oh. Go back to my room. Okay. Okay. Access Express is a pretty cool section, but I genuinely think it's the most confusing part of the 1,000-Year Door. Quite frankly. Ooh. Man. Alright, sweet. Could this be another clue? Oh yeah, another thing with content creation is it's really, really easy to look at other people and be like, hey, I can do that too. And you try to do that too, and then it doesn't quite get the same success, and then have all this self-doubt and be like, what the heck is wrong with me? What am I not doing? What am I not doing right here? My biggest case with that was my first content creator friend who I met on Twitch, who I'm not going to drop the name of, but he was basically my first content creator friend. We used to do a lot of Nintendo stuff together. And he started on YouTube and came over to Twitch. And he had some viewers carry over from that. I think on YouTube he had like 1.6k subscribers, something like that. And I used to think that he was like some sort of super big shot because of that. I was like, wow, he really made a name for himself over there. He's really got a foothold here. This is crazy. And if I'm gonna be honest, he wasn't really the best Let's Player. He would be in the middle of a playthrough on his channel, and then he would play it a whole bunch off camera, and then come back like a week later to continue the playthrough, and now he's like halfway through the story, and his whole community is like, what the heck? We want to see what would happen. What do you mean you continued without us? And stuff like that. He would barely see the Twitch chat, be barely responding with that. It would be really hard to reach out to him as well, whether in his Discord server or any other social media platform. And not sure exactly what happened to him, why he left the platform, but if I had to guess, there was probably some sort of conflict with his girlfriend, and it seemed like he probably wasn't the best partner himself by some of the tones that he was taking with her while he was streaming at times. So I'd be looking at his channel, his content, be like, what the heck? Like, I'm trying to do this like so much better. Surely I'm reading chat more often. I'm doing all my playthroughs on camera. I'm a lot more consistent here. I'm super easy to reach out to. I'm not being a jerk to anyone out here. Why is it that I'm struggling to get like anyone in my stream at all while he's getting like 20 people every stream? And I had all these like feelings of self-doubt, and I had this feeling of like, when I surpass his numbers, then I'm going to feel good about myself. Like, I'll prove in myself. And when it comes to YouTube, I passed his sub count like so many years ago. And when I did, I felt nothing. Nothing I felt from it. Like, I thought I was gonna feel like the sense of pride and accomplishment. And when I did, I was just like, wow, it really is just a number. It makes no difference. I don't care about this anymore. It really doesn't matter. It's something insignificant. And I'm sure that if me starting out looked at me now and like what I'm at numbers wise, everyone cares about numbers so much. Like both numbers wise, the sub count and like the revenue that I'm making off of YouTube, I would be like, holy crap, I did that. That's amazing. That's so cool. Whereas now I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's cool in the sense that like, it's neat that I came that far. I'm proud of it and all that, but like, it is what it is. I'm not as ecstatic about it as I thought I would be of like, wow, this is gonna be like the coolest thing ever. Like when I was a kid, one of the things I was really into was Pokemon cards. And I used to think it'd be really cool of like, man, what if I started a channel on Pokemon cards and it got popular enough and was making enough money that all the revenue from the channel could go into like buying more Pokemon cards. I never had to spend out of pocket. Like it was completely self-sustainable. Never ended up doing that, but I made this channel on games. And like I said earlier, all the revenue from the channel supports all the equipment on this channel, whether I need like a cable replacement or any games I pick up on this channel, or even any game systems or computer upgrades or whatever I get. It's all paid for by channel revenue. And that's really cool, but it's not like some end-all be-all of like, holy crap, this is the most amazing thing ever, like I thought it would be. Like, again, I'm still proud of it, but there's a lot of people that have this emphasis on numbers and like kind of seeing things hierarchically, if that makes sense, of like your value is dictated by your numbers that you're pulling in. It's really not. Or like, I remember I was in the midnight release line for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and this one guy that I knew in high school that I ran into in the line there, he was being kind of awkward around me and not really chatting all that much, and he kind of spoke up at one point and talked to me and said, you know, I get recommended your videos on YouTube sometimes, but I can never bring myself to watch them because it's so weird to me that someone that I went to high school with is now a famous YouTuber. And I said, but I'm not though. I'm really not. And he was like, well, you definitely are, at least a little bit. And he just didn't really talk to me all that much from there. He seemed like really awkward around me. And a lot of people put like this emphasis on these kinds of numbers, or like sometimes there'll be people new that come into the Discord server and will chat with me and they'll be like, holy crap, like the big YouTuber actually responded to me. And it's like, I'm not, for one. And two, I'm just some dude. But a lot of people have this emphasis on numbers where it's like the person that's pulling in the numbers has the higher quality content and therefore has more value as a content creator. And sometimes some people will view it as, by derivative, as a person as well. And be like, man, when I hit those numbers, then I'll have really proven myself as a person. I'll have made it, I'll have expressed that this is my value, I just gotta hit that, and then I'll have proven that to the world and myself. After coming this far, again, I'm proud of my accomplishments, but I don't think that it dictates my value as a person or a content creator by being where I'm at. Like, it doesn't dictate how I should feel about myself, I feel like. But a lot of people have this kind of unhealthy relationship with content creation and kind of really struggle with a lot of those feelings a lot of the time. And yeah, again, maybe it's something that I do like a full video essay on one day and have like fully articulate my thoughts rather than doing my ramblings here. But that's kind of how I feel, where like a lot of people have this whole emphasis. Or when I streamed Dead by Daylight on Twitch for a long time, take that for example. That used to be one of my main games that I streamed. I have a link to my Twitch on my Steam profile. Sometimes people would come in into my stream like mad at me from the game, because that's what people do in Dead by Daylight. And they would be like, man, you've only got like 7 viewers? Man, you must suck. Because people put your value on numbers. And it's so stupid. Your value is never dictated by like the numbers that you pull in. But it's... a lot of people really fall into those kind of pitfalls, especially with the way that a lot of social media has gone nowadays. Where like the more numbers you're pulling in, the more valuable you are, the better you are, the greater social status you have. And I used to think like that. I used to think like that in the beginning of content creation. Whereas nowadays I'm like, wow, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And it's, yeah, anyway, that's just kind of something I wanted to get off my chest when it comes to that topic, because it was something that I used to struggle with for a while, and it's something that I see some of my content creator friends still continue to struggle with sometimes. And yeah, but a lot of people just like put this emphasis on hierarchical numbers. There was this one friendo that used to be a regular in the channel that was talking about how she was in some other Discord server where apparently this guy had like 600 subscribers or something like that, and was putting himself on some pedestal of like, man, I'm such a big shot now, I'm so cool. I bet all you non-600 subscriber having people like must suck and be super jealous. Like, I'm sure very few people bring it to like that much of an unhealthy extent, but a lot of the time things like sub count or follower count or whatever on whatever platform, it's used as a status icon. Like, that's what it is. It's like a social status icon so much of the time. And again, that's the way I used to think when I was starting. And if this me starting out looked at me now, I would be like, wow, my social status is so good. Look at the prestige that having those numbers give me. Nowadays, I don't care about the numbers. I really don't give a shit about them. Like, it is what it is. Like, I care about the numbers in the sense of, hey, I'll try to grow it to see if I can continue to have this be a part-time job for years to come that can support me in my life. That'd be cool. But I no longer look at it for like social prestige or like the status that it gives or being like a famous content creator or whatever the heck. I don't care about any of that. Like, but a lot of people still kind of do and put a lot of emphasis on it. And anyway, that's just something I want to ramble about a little bit here. That's neither here nor there. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly what happened to you, because you do literally the same thing Chuck Conroy does. So like a lot of comparison to him as a content creator, or a lot of kind of following those footsteps. I've had a conflict with another person in your field as well. I'm not going to name the person, real bad. I don't want to be associated with them. And also, like, I was just trying to not name drop people, because the whole, even if they're jerks, treat other people the way you want to be treated. So I try not to badmouth other specific people around here. That's also why I don't name the person in question. That was like my first content creator friend there. I had this one person accuse you of cheating and send you threats. Oh, jeez. You agree with so much of the accomplishment part. You used to value yourself so much based on your lack of achievement compared to other people. That's such a great way to look at it. I'm glad to hear it. I hope that anyone pursuing content creation or that is just interested in the field is able to find my incoherent ramblings here a little bit fascinating. We should probably resume with Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door here, but it's a topic that when I get going on, I just get going and I ramble and I get a little bit heated about it sometimes, but that's basically how I see content creation. So I'll try to grow it as something that I can do to have fun with for years to come, while also helping support me and keep the lights on at home. But with the whole social status or being famous or yada yada, growing it because of a social icon, who cares? I certainly don't. And on that whole topic of like the autographs way earlier on the XS Express, if anyone does ever ask me for one of those, I'll be like, sure, but I think it's kind of weird. But sure. Yes, I agree. Let's continue playing the game. Yeah, we have an awesome game in front of us. Let's keep playing this now. Another document from the briefcase. The suspect must be in here somewhere. Okay. Also, whenever I go on like long rambles like this that really go in depth about a given topic, I usually, there goes my audio again. I usually not only have it be part of the playlist of that respective playthrough, I also put it in a discussions playlist that's just filled with all these videos that are just like, here's a bunch of playthrough parts where we just went on like these long tangents about like dedicated topics and different discussions. And you can just find like all these different discussions we've had. I'm probably going to put this in that discussions playlist now. This is what I'll most likely do. Because this definitely went on about a decent bit of stuff here. I mean, I've had different content creation discussions before here. I've been different variations of the same thing. I think I go more in depth every time because as the years go by, I grow more and all that and continue to refine what I believe about it. So yeah, I'll totally slap this in my discussions playlist that I don't know if anyone even watches, but if anyone's interested in like long-winded discussions we've had around here, that this'll go into that, I think. Sal, where do you come from? You won't be catching me that easily, guy. What is... Oh, it's gameplay right now. And yeah, I just wanted to finish my thought before I started the next cutscene there, was all. So, this was a man all along, pretending to be Zip-Toad, I see. All the while pilfering things from others to aid your evil plan. Yes, this was all just as I had deduced. I knew all along you were a fake. Yes, this colored nostril hair tipped me off. And not only that, but I knew that you were the one who threatened Luigi. Crisis, almost got away with it by getting off at Riverside Station too. Yes, you played a daring and ingenious little game, my false friend. The jig is up now, fiend, and the good people on this train are now safe. For indubitably, no one escapes from this improbably large brain. I can't believe I pronounced indubitably correctly, despite how fried my brain is right now. Well, yes, in any case, at least return what you have stolen, Fink. You got a briefcase. I'm also kind of glad we got to have a long-winded discussion during this playthrough on XS Express of all places, because I do love XS Express. What a chill place to have a long discussion. My precious briefcase! Is the nitro honey syrup safe? Also, the current time is 10:50 p.m. I'm still gonna stay up and beat this game. I don't know how much time I'll have for my other games. I mean, if I can go until 2:30 p.m. without sleeping, I can do it. I can do a little bit of my other games. But it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to zoom. Oh, thank you. Thank the stars, it's safe. Now I won't get the sack. I can do it, but it's gonna be quite the challenge. A rendezvous with disaster was diffused by my most rudimentary of deductions. Bing bong, bing bong. Attention all passengers. This train will soon make a brief scheduled stop at Riverside Station.